Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Swiss. Got the Brew Crew on the road in Houston for this one against the Astros. We'll go through all the games on the live show, though. That's at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, WNBA, and 15 MLB games. So it's a loaded show. That's at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, like I said. Would like to see you there if you can make it. Like I said, Brewers, Astros, let's go.
Welcome to the Swiss. The Swiss. Hey, get the Swiss.
All right, Brew Crew on the road in Houston. Astros are very short home dogs here, minus 105. Total sitting at 8.5. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup. We got Freddy Peralta on the mound for Milwaukee. Hunter Brown, who's badly in need of a bounce back, pitching for Houston. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model, we have a pretty solid lean on the Brewers. After 5 innings, 3.22, 2.57 Milwaukee. Final score 5.36, 4.55 Milwaukee. So let's start with the matchup for Hunter Brown, and I mean, as I'm sure you've heard, Hunter Brown is struggling this year. He's got a 7.79 ERA and a 2.01 WHIP. That's Adam Wainwright territory. I mean, he looks bad. Some of you may be asking how he's still in the rotation for Houston. Now, the good news for Hunter Brown is he's actually showing some signs of life, kind of. In his last 2 starts, 2.89 ERA and a 3.35 expected FIP. So we're talking about back-to-back solid starts for Hunter Brown. Not going to lie, though, this is going to be a tough challenge for him against the Brewers lineup it's hot again. The Brewers lineup was red hot to start the season. Then they went ice cold. Looks like they're heating up again. In the last 7 days, the Milwaukee Brewers are first in WRC+, first in OPS, first in WOBA. In the last 14 days, 5th, 3rd, and 3rd. So Milwaukee has caught fire again. And if you look specifically at how they've produced against right-handed pitching, I mean, it's solid. In the last 14 days, 9th, 8th, and 9th. The last 6 righty starters to pitch against Milwaukee, 5.23 ERA and a 1.53 WHIP. So they've been getting to righty starters. But something we found here, and this comes from Prop Beaver, check this out. So as we just pointed out, Milwaukee's been hitting righty starters. But the question is where? So the last 10 righty starters to pitch against the Brewers on the road in Milwaukee, 5.23 ERA, a 1.35 home runs per 9, and a 1.46 WHIP. Brewers are getting to them. But the last 8 righty starters to pitch against the Brewers at home, meaning away from Milwaukee, 1.89 ERA and a 1.03 WHIP. So the Brewers are crushing righty starters, but not on the road. And we got Milwaukee finishing up with a homestand, going on the road for the first time in a week. Maybe a sell high spot on this Brew Crew lineup. Not to mention, the Brewers have 5 lefties in their lineup. And Hunter Brown, yes, he's got some terrible numbers this year, but he's been significantly better against left-handed bats. You can see WOBA, 393 against lefties, 453 against righties. So the fact that the Brewers going on the road where they haven't gotten to righty starters against Hunter Brown with a bunch of lefties in the lineup, honestly, I think it's a nice little sneaky spot to back Hunter Brown. I think he could pitch a good game here. The other matchup is Freddy Peralta against the Houston offense. Freddie's having a pretty solid year so far. 3.63 ERA, 1.05 WHIP, 3.28 expected FIP. Solid numbers. Over his last 4 starts, though, we're starting to see him come apart a bit. 5.57 ERA, 1.38 WHIP, and a 4.28 expected FIP. Those are definitely not what we were seeing from Freddie a month ago. He's matched up against a Houston lineup that's been mediocre, I guess, against right-handed pitching. 18th in WRC+, 19th in OPS, 17th in WOBA in the last 14 days. They are top 10 against righties in the last 7 days, but we're talking about a super small sample size now. Here's the thing with the Astros numbers against right-handed pitching, though. Most of that damage must be coming against the bullpens because the last 10 righty starters to pitch against the Astros, 63 and a third innings pitched, a 2.98 ERA, 1.28 home runs per 9, and a 1.06 WHIP. So they haven't gotten to the righty starters they've seen, but their numbers against right-handed pitching are still respectable. So like I said, that damage has to be coming against the bullpen. One thing I like here for the Houston Bats is Freddy Peralta's a strikeout guy. He's got a 31.87% strikeout rate. That's elite. Now, the reason I like that for Houston the Astros have been much better against righties that generate strikeouts than they have against righties that don't generate strikeouts. Against righties with a strikeout rate above 24%, those pitchers against the Astros, 11th in ERA, 6th in WHIP, 5th in expected FIP. So Houston Astros, top 10 lineup against righties that generate strikeouts. And also, Freddy Peralta throws that fastball a lot. 52% of Freddy Peralta's pitches are four-seam fastballs. The Houston Astros are second in Major League Baseball in runs added average against four-seam fastballs. I think Houston's going to get to him. So I like the matchup for Hunter Brown, and I think the Stros get the Freddy Peralta, so I'm leaning Houston here. When we take a look at the bullpen battle, pretty even, maybe slightly lean towards Houston based on the numbers from the last 14 days. But if we take a look at the numbers from the last 40 in this location, Houston at home, 7th, 12th, 7th. Milwaukee's bullpen on the road has been good. And if we look at these two offenses against opposing bullpens, you can see our suspicion about the Houston Astros batch is true. They're first across the board against bullpen, so they are doing damage in the late innings. But so is Milwaukee. So the second half of the game, a little more of a coin flip, but I like the Houston Astros at home here. I'm taking them on the money line, -104. I also like the Astros in the first 5 if you'd rather play it that way. I'm probably just going to rock with the full game, though. Stros up. Like I said earlier, live show 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you're able to make it, would love to see you in the comments. If you want my top bets or top bets from anyone on the staff here, head over to KyleKirms.com. You can sign up for Sauce Network Plus. It comes with all of our top bets, access to the Discord, all of that. So if you're interested, head over there. Let's have ourselves a nice Friday night. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.